choosing signals. What are your thoughts on choosing signals?
Choosing signals. Okay, well, I hear a lot about this from, some guys in the manosphere, and, to each his own. My experience from doing pickup and infield approaches, really my entire adult life, and that's what I am. I'm a cold approach pickup artist. So I go out and I experience women. There's really three types of women that you'll ever come across out there. There's yes girls, maybe girls, and no girls. Most of the girls you come across are going to be no girls or maybe girls. Right. And really, the point of game is turning them from no and maybe girls into yes girls. You're just turning them into buyers, pretty much. It's no different if you're working for selling cars on a dealer lot. Most of the people who come in are not going to be like, "Yup, that one. Where do I write the check?" Every once in a while you'll get that. They know what they want. Oh, cool. Just sign the paperwork. Done. But most of the people who come on need to be convinced. They need to be sold. And so when it comes to the no and maybe girls, I could think of the hottest girlfriends I ever had. Even the hottest girls that I dated through cold approach, not any of them were ever yes girls. None of them were yes girls. The ones that were pretty easy, yeah, they were yes girls. The ones that I wasn't really crazy about, they were okay looking. Yeah, they're yes girls. You come across that from time to time, but you're not going to really get the cream of the crop. It's just like business ideas. It really, there's tons of business ideas out there, but most of the good ones you're going to have to put some effort into. You're going to have to put some work towards. So, those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's interesting. I like that you mentioned that too, because that's really what game, because people are trying to find what game is, and there's different definitions of it. But that definition, kind of what you gave there, which is because a lot of guys will say, "Oh, there's no such thing as game; it's just a numbers game." And so cold approaching is just a numbers game.
Right.
That's true. If you don't have any game, you could just cold approach women, and you'll find all the yes girls, right? That's
yeah.
But to truly have skill, the skill of having game, is that you're converting maybes and no's. And so the advantage of having game is that it's that now you have a higher amount of prospects than you would just relying on choosing signals, which just the yes girls are giving you. And I think that's the real value, because I think again, a lot of guys are like, there's no such thing as game. It just seems like there's game, because if you approach a lot of women, you're eventually going to get some yeses. But the answer is that no, if you're good, you're converting maybes and no's into yeses.
Right. And just from going out, you're going to meet girls from time to time that are just going to be these, what I call gimmies. You just happen to be standing in the right place at the right time. Girl walked out, she saw you, she was bored. You come with me. I've had that too, but it doesn't happen all the time. It's like every once in a blue moon, you're just in the right place at the right time. But I don't consider those like choosing signals, or, if a girl is in the right mood, maybe she just watched Titanic or The Notebook, and now she's at the club and she sees you and shit, you look like Jack, and it's like, you're the one, to me, that's not really choosing signals. It's just like, hey, I got a little lucky here. Every once in a while, everybody throws sevens, but you have to develop a skill set. The more skills you have, the higher your closing ratio will be. The more, it's a numbers game to a certain degree. When you have more skill, obviously your closing ratio will go up dramatically.
Yeah. Well, I think if it is, I really like to compare a lot of life to poker. There's actually a really good book by Annie Duke called Thinking in Bets. And it's in the book, she outlines, one of the lessons you learn in poker, which is that it's luck and skill. It's right. And it's a balance of the two. And the higher your skill is, the more that you'll be able to utilize that luck. But, sometimes you're going to make a bad play and you're going to get lucky and win the pot because you just happen to get dealt, a full house or whatever. You're going to win no matter what you bet. And sometimes you're going to make a perfect play. You're going to play perfectly and you're going to lose, because that's just how, the luck factor goes. But the skill level determines, in the long game, your skill level determines your outcome, your EV.